Wow. Just wow. What a match we witnessed on day 3 of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Welcome to this explainer where we're breaking down an absolute blockbuster of a Group C clash. We've got the 5-time world champs Brazil taking on one of the most dangerous, unpredictable teams in the tournament, Morocco. Picture this, a packed stadium in New York, New Jersey, over 80,000 screaming fans, an atmosphere that was literally electric. Everyone was expecting a battle of the footballing titans, and man, they absolutely delivered.
So how did this all play out? Well, let's plunge right into the climax. At the final whistle, the match ends in a thrilling 1-1 draw. And let me tell you, this stunning tie leaves Group C completely, totally wide open. After 90 minutes of breathtaking end-to-end football, neither side could find a winner. Morocco, fully embracing that giant slayer energy, went toe-to-toe with the South American powerhouses. Brazil definitely had the star power and the possession, but Morocco, they had absolute fearless conviction.
It was classic heavyweights versus giant slayers. Brazil obviously entered as massive favorites. I mean, you look at a roster with global superstars like Vinicius Jr, Rafinha, Bruno Guimarães, and Alisson between the pipes. You just expect the 𝗪𝗏 to totally dominate with their trademark individual genius. But across the pitch was Morocco. Remember, this is the exact same squad that shocked the entire world by becoming the first African nation to reach a World Cup semifinal back in 2022. And right from kickoff, they showed zero fear. They pressed super aggressively, they defended with this incredibly rigid discipline, and the second they won the ball back, boom, they attacked with blinding speed.
Looking at the flow of the 90 minutes, it felt like a high-speed game of tactical chess that just suddenly exploded into life. The real shockwave hit the stadium in the 21st minute with a breakthrough goal for Morocco. But of course, Brazil didn't stay down for long, firing back an equalizer just 11 minutes later. The whole second half was this relentless, heart-pounding back and forth. Brazil pushed all their chips in, sending the midfield high while Morocco waited to strike on these incredibly dangerous counterattacks. And literally, right in stoppage time, Morocco almost stole the whole thing. 𝗕𝗏𝗟𝗏 launched an absolute rocket from long range, forcing this unbelievable low-diving block from Alisson, who instantly smothered the rebound. Just crazy stuff.
Let's break down the anatomy of that opening shocker, because it is fascinating. One goal for Ismael Saibari, but the whole sequence was entirely set up by pure magic from Morocco's star playmaker Brahim Diaz. Diaz spots Saibari making this incredibly sneaky run right behind the Brazilian backline, and he just threads a perfectly weighted through ball. Saibari races onto it, Alisson rushes off his line trying to close the angle, but Saibari, he stays cold as ice. Under massive pressure, with incredible composure, he just calmly lifts the ball right over the keeper and into the back of the net. The fans went absolutely wild. The underdogs actually drew first blood against the 5-time champs to go up 1-0.
Now, the true test of a great team is how they react when their backs are pushed right up against the wall. And for a minute there, it genuinely looked like Brazil were in real, actual trouble. But great teams, and specifically great players, they answer the call. Brazil completely shifted gears. The midfield clamped down, the fullbacks pushed way up higher, and the 𝗪𝗏 began to just squeeze the life out of the pitch. Right before halftime, they were knocking on the door continuously. 𝗕𝗏𝗟𝗏𝗃 even tried this wild acrobatic shot inside the box, but Moroccan keeper Yassine Bounou made a magnificent diving save to his left. You could just feel it though, the Brazilian pressure was becoming insurmountable.
And that brings us to the equalizer. One genuinely sensational goal from Vinicius Jr. Just 11 minutes after Morocco took the lead, Vinny decided to take matters into his own hands with a moment of pure, unadulterated individual brilliance. He receives the ball from Bruno Guimarães out near the left side of the penalty area. At first, it looks totally harmless, right? But then, out of nowhere, he cuts inside. The Moroccan defenders back off for just a split second, giving him maybe an inch of space, and that is all he needed. He unleashes this thunderous right-footed strike that just rockets past Bruno straight into the top corner. I'm telling you, it's already going down as one of the goals of the tournament. The Brazilian supporters absolutely exploded.
The relief in the Brazilian camp was totally palpable. Teammate Douglas Santos summed it up perfectly to FIFA, saying, quote, "Vinicius is a genius." And honestly, it's incredibly easy to see why he walked away with the 𝗪𝗏𝗄𝗏 Superior Player of the Match award. When Brazil was staring down the barrel of a disastrous opening defeat, Vinicius delivered. His sheer pace, his dribbling, his creativity, it constantly troubled the Moroccan defense all afternoon. Without him, Brazil might very well have walked away totally empty-handed.
Ultimately, the ref blew the final whistle at 1-1, and you have to say, what a massive point this is for Morocco. Sharing the spoils here completely shifts the gravity of Group C. As it stands right now, Scotland is actually sitting pretty at the top of the group with 3 points after their victory. Morocco and Brazil are deadlocked with 1 point apiece, and Haiti is stuck at 0. Morocco has got to be absolutely delighted pulling a point from one of the tournament favorites. Brazil, however, they might be feeling a bit disappointed, as so many expected the 𝗕𝗟𝗟 to kick off their campaign with a dominant win.
All right, let's zoom out for a second and look at the broader context of match day 3 across the tournament, because there was plenty of other action. Over in Group D, Australia secured a massive 2-0 victory against Turkey. Back in Group C, which we were just talking about, Scotland edged out Haiti 1-0, which puts them right at the top of Brazil's group. And over in Group B, Qatar fought hard to secure a 1-1 draw against Switzerland, earning their maiden World Cup point. We definitely have to give a quick shout out to the players who actually made their mark and secured those crucial results. John McGinn was the absolute hero for Scotland, netting the lone goal that broke Haitian hearts and bagged those 3 vital points for his nation. Meanwhile, it was the Aussie duo of Connor Metcalfe and 𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫𝗫
phenomenal start to their 2026 run.
With all these incredible goals flying in during the opening days, it perfectly transitions our focus to the early standings for the tournament's top individual prize. The race for the Adidas Golden Boot is officially on. In a massive, sprawling 48-team tournament like this, every single strike in the group stage is just incredibly precious for attackers trying to cement their legacy.
Right now, the USA's 𝗕𝗥𝗔𝗭𝗓 has established himself as the early frontrunner. He's sitting at the very top with 2 goals after putting on an absolute clinic and scoring a fantastic brace in the United States' commanding 4-1 victory over Paraguay. Trailing just behind him is a massive pack of players sitting on 1 goal each, and that obviously includes our heroes from the Brazil-Morocco clash, Vinicius Jr. and Ismael Saibari.
You know, Balogun's post-match reaction really captures the raw emotion of this tournament perfectly. Following that 2-goal performance, he said, "This is something I dreamed of for a long time." It's such a great reminder that beneath all the tactics, the group stage math, and the defensive discipline, this tournament represents the absolute pinnacle of lifelong dreams for these athletes, and Balogun is living his right now on home soil.
So, what should you take away from all this as we look ahead? Well, the tournament is moving at an absolutely blistering pace. We're talking 48 teams competing across 104 fixtures. There is literally no time to catch your breath. Matchday 4 is already upon us, and it promises another incredible slate of international clashes.
Here's the upcoming schedule you definitely need to watch out for next. In Group E, we've got footballing giants Germany taking on World Cup debutants Curaçao, while Côte d'Ivoire faces off against Ecuador. Then over in Group F, get ready for a massive clash when the Netherlands meets Japan, alongside Sweden going head-to-head with Tunisia. Every single one of these matchups carries massive weight for advancing to the knockout rounds.
I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to chew on. We literally just watched Morocco push Brazil to their absolute limit, and we know giant slaying is baked right into the DNA of the World Cup. So, as we look to Matchday 4, can debutants Curaçao actually shock a football superpower like Germany? Look, if Day 3 taught us anything at all, it's that absolutely nothing is guaranteed out there on the pitch. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep your eyes glued to the action, because the 2026 World Cup is just getting started.